Rebecca here from Canberra. I'm a teacher librarian in one of the local schools. Sorry about the darkness, it's bright outside, dark in my house. It's been pretty cold and windy here. Winter's been pretty fierce, so it's early morning. Let's just get started. I'm going to talk about 4 books that have found their way into my school library, and they're all picture books for youngerish readers, but I think older readers would get a lot out of them. Okay, first one is this one, Darkest Dark. It is written by Chris Hadfield, and it's a reflection on his own childhood and how he loved astronauts and the first moon landing. It's a lovely little story to think about how we can dream and what can become of those dreams. Beautiful illustrations. It starts with Chris as a young child wanting to be an astronaut, and he's getting up to mischief, and his parents sort of pull him into line by saying to him that he won't be able to come next door to the house next door on the following day to watch the very special event that's going to occur the next day, which is of course, the moon landing. Chris dreams about the moon landing, and then all of a sudden his dreams kind of come true as he watches the television and the moon landing. You can see that Chris is the young child there. It's a lovely book just to talk about dreams and the kinds of things that you can do if you really set your mind to it. This book here is a really interesting one. It's particularly useful for kids to understand, and adults, that you shouldn't throw things just on the ground because they wash away into the water stream and cause problems for animals. So this is the story of Stanley, who's a plastic bag, who ends up in the ocean and keeps getting swallowed by different animals until he actually causes harm to one particular animal. A boy and a young boy comes to the rescue. So here you have Stanley with all the jellyfish trying to wonder. Well, jellyfish are wondering what he is because he doesn't meet their criteria, but the other sea animals can't tell the difference, and so he gets swallowed up. Thankfully, none of the animals actually die, but it's a really good a way of talking about waste and what we should do to ensure that waste doesn't end up in our waterways. So that one, what was it? Somebody Swallows Stanley by Sarah Roberts and Hannah Peck. Okay. This one we've just bought because one of the teachers said, "Oh, you've got to get that." So it's called Oi Duck-billed Platypus, and it's in a series. So we've got Oi Frog, Oi Dog, and Oi Cat, and this is the next one. It's a rhyming book where we have a frog that says Oi to the animals, and then he rhymes their names with something. Sit on A. But it's a bit hard to rhyme duck-billed platypus, so they go through all kinds of different ways. How would we rhyme that word? Great, bright illustrations. I love the faces of the animals when they're confused and don't know what they're thinking. It's amazing what an illustration can tell you. And so we just talk about, well, what can we do? How can we rhyme this word? So it's a lovely way just to talk about words and rhymes. The final one is just a lovely little book called The Whole Idea, and it's about being able to tell stories. So the little boy in the story, I'm just trying to remember, Finian Jones, lives in a house full of books. It looks like with Grandma, but I don't think Mum's there, but maybe she is. And he loves reading, but then he decides one day, well, you know what, I actually want to tell my own story. So he asks, well, his Grandma, how can I get an idea? And she says, well, you have to dig deep for it. And so then he gets outside and he starts digging, looking for this idea. And it's just about what happens when he starts digging and digging and digging and can't find an idea, and how he has to, how eventually he realises what his story is going to be about, and the whole world opens up for him. So they're the 4 books. I hope you get a chance to have a look. Hopefully your school library or the local library has them. I would have to say that my favourite was actually this one, just because we have such an issue with rubbish. and oceans. And I know I live in Canberra, but beaches are a really important part of my life. And one thing I really hate is seeing rubbish on the ground. And in Cambodia, in particular, they have these beautiful beaches, but often it's difficult to go swimming because the water is just full of all this rubbish, and it's disgusting. So go have a look. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.